Alright guys, and welcome to, which is actually brand new for this channel, a meta report. And I'm not Pocket Mads, I'm not Judy. This is something that I usually don't do, but I wanted to discuss this only because, yeah, you guys see this, right? Dakrai Giratina has finally won a tournament. I say finally like I wanted it to happen. I didn't want it to happen, but it has happened. And it's not like Dakrai Giratina wasn't always placing high. Like, if I could show the other, it's always been placing decently well. Like, I have this website here. We can see a lot of the share of the meta is still Dakrai Giratina. It's in the top 4 most used decks. Obviously, Sylveon and Greninja are by far the most used. But look who just won. For what it's worth, look who just won. Dakrai Giratina. And I just wanted to talk about this. Shout out to what's bro's names? Mimes123. Right? I hope I said that correctly. But yeah, bro went 12-1-1. Kind of insane, bro. Kind of insane. And I just wanted to talk about the deck. I have it here. Yo, guys, I just wanted to say, how do you guys feel about Dakrai Giratina? This is gonna be one of those videos that's just, open discussion. I want to talk with you guys. I want to talk with the chat, the comment section. How do you guys feel about Dakrai Giratina potentially always just being incredible for maybe even the next few metas? It's actually insane how the deck just continues to weather the test of time. And you think things like, well, Umbreon was actually a fraud. That card is a fraud. I think it makes basic Pokemon unable to attack. Umbreon's not good. I don't think Umbreon's very good. But, Oricorio dropped, and, we thought that would be the end of Darktina. But, as you can see, double Rocky Helmet. The Oricorio decks aren't running healing anymore. A bunch of Oricorio decks are no longer running healing. So Darkrai can get away with Rocky Helmet, which is a 20 ping, and then Nightmare Aura, which is another 20 ping. Bro, he's doing 80 damage in 2 turns. The Oricorios cannot survive, even against, whatever. Yeah, they can't survive, even against an only EX deck. Look, there's no more Nihilego, by the way. This is the original Darktina deck that runs one of everything, red, blah, blah, blah. So it can basically deal with anything in the game. This deck is lame. I'm not gonna lie. It's cool, that, cards can have staying power, that power creep isn't, power creep is actually, it's bad in this game. Let me rephrase that, because power creep is bad, but it's cool, that these cards can still, exist and be strong. But what's not cool is the deck itself. It's actually lame. It's actually so lame. I can't lie, I'm a little bit worried about the future of tournaments, the future of meta, the future of ranked. Now we might see Darktina's on cooldown, but that's only gonna make Oricorio decks even stronger. They're gonna start running healing now to deal with Darktina, but it's been so long and we're still dealing with Darktina doing incredibly well at tournaments. Another dude got, what, 5th? Yeah, another dude got 5th with Darktina. Other than that, it wasn't really a bunch of Darktinas. I can understand if people think, stuff like Sylveon Charizard is more annoying, because it is definitely another corny deck, right? It's another corny deck. But, dude, Darktina winning a tournament in Eevee Grove meta? Dude, I think Darktina, there's an argument for Darktina always being good. I'm not gonna lie, guys. In the comment section below, how do you think they could actually, nerf Darktina? Because I don't know. I don't really know. I mean, Oricorio, a card that is invincible against EX Mons, loses into a deck with only EX Mons. Doesn't that sound crazy? I don't really know. We'll see. We're getting a big expansion, this month, right? I think at the end of this month, we are getting a big expansion. Or maybe is it next month? I'm not sure, actually. But the next expansion we are getting is a huge 2-packer. A 2-pack. It's a new generation. It could be 6th gen. I for one hope it's 3rd gen. I want Kyogre. I want Groudon. I want a good Rayquaza. Well, I think Rayquaza's decent. Check out my recent Chills video. I actually think Rayquaza is kind of decent. But I want a brand new Rayquaza EX card, that's maybe a Dragon type, or something like that. And it's actually good. That would be fun. But I'm curious, in that meta, will Darktina continue to be incredible? Because think about it. On paper, how do you stop a deck where you're doing damage while building 2 Mons simultaneously that are EX mons that have a bunch of HP that do a crap load of damage. Like Giratina is hitting for 150 on cooldown because of Darkrai's ping. He can even hit for 170 with red. It's like, did they make this deck too powerful? Did they make Darkrai and Giratina too strong together to where they're always going to be good forever? Unless they literally drop a card that's like, if your opponent has Darkrai, it goes away. Or something stupid. Like, I really don't know how you're going to defeat this deck, and I don't know. I don't think it's anything to seriously worry about, but the future is dark. You know, get it? I think I'll make that the title or something. The future is dark, or the thumbnail. The future is looking dark. Right, I can't lie, yeah, it's looking very dark. But, you know, other than that, you know, for a meta report, we can also check out, you know, what else is going crazy. We already know, Sylveon, Solgaleo, incredible deck. Let's open it up right now. You know, now people are actually running leftovers, which was something I never thought about before. But yeah, if you run leftovers on Solgaleo, it basically null and voids the 10 damage, making you able to actually fight Charizard Sylveon decks, which are going insane. Obviously, they're everywhere. They're everywhere right now. But yeah, it actually gives you a way to deal with Charizard. You can live the attack and possibly win that matchup, because it's definitely a bad matchup for Solgaleo. Sylveon Greninja, same old, same old. Also, you know, I talked about this. I made a recent video on it. Of course, the Silvally Oricorio deck, which is extremely good. I thought it was maybe one of the best decks in the game. But with things like Darkrai Giratina, I really don't know. What is the best deck in the game? I want to say it's Sylveon Greninja, but Darktina might just be second best. I don't know if it's Oricorio or Darktina, or maybe Charizard Sylveon. I'm not really sure. You know, I am surprised this deck didn't do better. I can't lie. I'm actually very surprised that this deck did not do better. I really thought it would do better, because I remember it got a lot of love on YouTube. You know, the YouTubers are using this deck all the time. You know, I'm trying to open it. Here we go. Yeah, I thought this deck would actually do way better, because I think it's super well equipped to deal with lots of things in the game, and I think double Eevee bag is super strong, especially combining it with red. Like, you can one-shot anything. But yeah, I really thought this deck would do better. And to all the people that are like, oh my god, Sylveon in every deck, I think we have to accept that Sylveon is going to continue to be in every single deck in the game, literally until they make a better Sylveon. Because why would you not run a run, you know, for Professor's Research? It literally is another Professor's Research for free, and it's not a supporter card, so you can run, or so you can use Sylveon's Happy Ribbon to draw 2 cards. Then you can draw a Professor and use that Professor. You're drawing a million cards in one turn. Sadly, we have to accept that Sylveon is here to stay. And I hope they give one out for free. I think they are giving a Sylveon out for free, but it's during the next set release, I think, which is bad, horrible timing. You know, everybody needs a Sylveon. It should have been given out for free. It's that important. But anyways, yeah, I just wanted to talk about Darktina. You know, I didn't want to make a super long meta report video, because I'm not a meta reporter. That's not really what I do. I do deck showcases, and I love to do tier lists. But meta reports are kind of fun. You know, I could do them more. But yeah, how do you guys feel about Darktina winning a tournament in Eevee Grove meta? You know, it's here to stay. Darktina is 100% here to stay. Now, anyways, yeah, I appreciate all the love and support, guys. Check out my recent videos, my recent deck showcases, and my tier lists. Like and subscribe for more. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I hope to get a brand new deck showcase out very soon, possibly tomorrow. You know, I want to try some Mewtwo stuff. I actually have I won't even say it. I'm gonna save it for the video. A Pokemon that is considered trash. I'm not gonna lie, it's considered terrible, but I'm gonna see if we can make it work. No spoilers. Anyways, you already know what I'm saying. I'm out of here, guys. Peace out.